faith in the life of every believer is a lifelong adventure. In the scriptures, we see how faith led our father Abraham to respond to the call of God and to act with trust in God's providence. The same faith propelled Mary and Joseph to become foster parents of Jesus, the only Son of God. Our faith as Christian believers has, in most cases, been consolidated through the use of narratives, and such narratives are well expressed and explored in the women and men of the scriptures. Very often, I find myself going back to these stories to find inspiration as I engage in my ministry with our brothers and sisters who live in poverty or in other difficult circumstances. Shortly before the COVID-19 lockdown, I made a visit to the Safe Child project in Kumasi, where girls who live on the streets have been rescued and helped to live a more normal life. As you see on the slides, these girls walked on the street as porter girls, carrying heavy loads each day and being paid very little for all that they do. I like to use the narrative of the woman at the well to make a conversation with the girls, to help them to explore their street life experiences and to be able to narrate both for themselves and for each other the difficulties they went through while living on the streets. And to do that, we used the narrative from the Gospel of St. John, chapter 4, which talks about the experience of the woman at the well with Jesus. And one thing that came out of this story was the fact that this woman was not afraid to share her own story. After having heard all that Jesus told her, she was not ashamed. Rather, she went further to spread the good news and to bring more people to listen to the stories and the words of God. And so, with the girls in the Marillac Center, sharing their story was a form of advocating both for themselves and for others who may fall victim to trafficking at some other times. The issue of faith involves listening and growing. And in the process of sharing the story, deep faith was implanted and nurtured and helped to grow. To help the girls become more competent in their faith life, we needed to set up a network to help them to be able to communicate with each other and find support from their networks, and through the process to be able to heal themselves of the pains and sufferings they have encountered in life. The Holy Spirit is part of this work of transferring and sharing faith, because the Spirit continues to inspire us, to advocate for us, and to help us to become advocates for others. In the case of the girls in the Safe Child Advocacy, it was through this power of sharing they were able to help themselves, heal themselves, and to listen to each other. These are the girls that I'm talking about. And I watched them grow from first being afraid to talk about their life experience, to developing trust and being able to share with each other. Today, we find them to be very happy and self-confident girls, not just because of the academic things they are learning or the skills they are learning, but also because they have had time to listen, to share their own brokenness, and know that through this kind of sharing, they can receive healing, they can receive God's strength, and they can receive the support they need to survive in life.